And last but not least, the most superior method of opening these type of locks is this kiddie here. This pick is made by Safe Ventures. It's a fantastic bit of kit. You can bully it, you can really give it some wang on the tension if you've got a really stiff door you need to be turning. And basically how this works is, there's a drain wire here in the back of these locks. There's a drain hole for any moisture that gets in them, and we're going to insert this wire down the lock, drop it into the drain hole, and use that to help tension. The next part of the lock is this bit, which is the driver. Now this is doing the equivalent to what the end tip part of the key would do. This very end part here has got a very slight groove in there, hopefully you can see that, and that is purely for, as I said, when the wire's down in the lock and you drop it in the drain hole, when this is pushed down in, that needs to sit snug in there, if that makes sense. That then is becoming your tension part of the tool. And the only other bit is this bit here, which is going to pick the discs individually one at a time, but a lot better feel of this pick, get a lot more feedback. This is the one to have. Also, when it comes to decoding, hopefully you can see on here, there's 8 positions all marked, so you know you're on the disc in the correct position as you pull the pick in and out of the lock. The reason it goes up to 8 is this will also pick Jaguar locks, which are very similar to the other Tibbe key, apart from they're 8 positions long and only 3 different depths. Also, these are absolutely fantastic for decoding the lock in situ, spot on every time. Hopefully you'll just make out 4 little marks here. Once the lock's picked, you keep it turned in the unlock position. You then move this this little loose piece here around, find yourself a number 4 disc, which you know because you've driven the lock with it. You then basically move through and turn it each time, and it will tell you whether it's a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, etc. So let's give this a whirl. So like I said, right, so here it is, the wire going down the back of the lock to try and find that drain hole. There it is, hooked in. Let's part in over that, and then finally the picking part of the tool. I like to start at the front of the lock. I ain't saying that's how it has to be done, that's how I like to start. Slight tension on here. I'm going to feel that first disc, see what feedback it gives me. Doesn't want to move. There's the dodo there. So we'll just out of the way. Right, dead. Pull back to the number 2 position. That's not right here. That's the lock needs resetting. Let's just start again. Perhaps the tumblers were off centre to start with. Right, that's the lock working here. Let's try and give this a whirl. So wire back in, tip down. Have a feel, see if that feels like it's in. Right, let's give that a whirl. So on the number 1 position, pick doesn't really want to move a lot, stops it, it's dead. Move that up there out of the way. I'm going to pull back to number 2 position, see if I've got any feel there. A little click. More. Just a little click at the moment. Back to number 3. 3's dead, doesn't want to move, must be a 4. Right, big click there on that one. Leave that there for the moment. Come back to the number 4 position. Doesn't want to move. That's going to be a number 4 then. Another one that drives the lock. Number 5 position. And number 6. 6 gone round. Find some more. Right, we're very close now. Just need to adjust. Alright, let's bring that one back to the top. Alright, it's going to start back at the front and just feel for him again. One doesn't want to move, so that's a 4, we'll leave that. 2, maybe a little bit too far, the 2, and there it is, and she's gone. Now the beauty of this is now, if I can just film this last little bit, sorry about that, press the off button when I pick the camera up. What I'm going to try and show you now, if I can, and I don't get too much reflection, is how this tool is fantastic for decoding. So as you can see, the lock is picked now, the plug's turning. So I'm getting a bit of glare from the light in here, but hopefully you can just make out the lines. With the lock in the pick position now, hopefully I can do it one-handed without dropping the pick of the lock. Now this needs to go down to the front of the lock. Now while just holding the tension still lightly on, let's have a look. No. Just need to put the camera down 1 second, guys, just bear with me. Right, hopefully we can do this now. So this is down at the front of the lock. Shame, I don't think I can quite get there. Oh, we can just make the numbers out now. I might just get to do this if I don't drop the lock. While applying the tension still now, we'll rotate this around on the first disc. I've moved, let's get a pointer. I've moved this small line just here, hopefully you can see that, to come in line with this. So I know that's a number 4 reading now. And then as I come back through the lock, we can get that close. So hopefully I'll try and do it one-handed. That's a 4. Pull it back to here. Notice now it's going around a lot further. Excuse me. Gone round to that line there. Can you see that? Come round to, if I can show you, this little mark here now, telling me, obviously if that was a 4, this is a 3, this is now a 2. Again, so it's tricky doing it one-handed. Back to the third tumbler. Third tumbler doesn't want to move again, which just verifies what we said earlier. We knew it was a 4. Back to the fourth, round she goes. Stops at a number 3 this time. Hopefully you'll see that. Back to this one. Doesn't want to move again. There's the other number 4. And back to the last. Round she comes, all the way round to a number 1. That now then gave me the exact code of that lock. I can now cut a key to code. So hopefully that's a little bit clearer, boys. Excuse the shaky hands. Off for a beer now. Laters.